In this video, we're going to install the upper cage onto the GFX100 Mark II, and I apologize for my knuckles being all bloody. Had a little skateboard mishap today. So we'll start with the bottom of the cage here and the shorter black screws, and we'll install the side bracket onto the base. There's little tabs that snap in, and then we'll add the screws. All right, there are two locating pins on the bottom of the base plate here, and those correspond to holes on the camera body. So this one right here on the side goes on that locating pin, and then we'll find the rest of the locations after that one lines up. I will say that you do need to open the HDMI door before installing this if you have the clamp already installed. So we'll do that. We'll hold this open, drop the camera onto that first locating pin just to make sure we're in the right spot. Okay, then that second one goes into place, and we'll flip this over and use our 4mm Allen wrench to tighten the camera screw. Just make sure again we're on the right locating pin holes. Looks good. We'll finish tightening that. Next, we can add our top plate using the longer two black screws, and we'll make sure this thumb screw is out of the way. $4mm Allen again. We'll just snug those up. Make sure these are all snug. Okay. Now you can see we have the HDMI access, and we can tuck this cover flap out of the way. Next, we'll add our 15mm accessory rods. So just drop this in and then lock the thumb screw. And this thumb screw ratchets, so if you need to tighten further, just pull it out and reposition. Then we'll add our second rod, but let's add our audio adapter, the optional AB3 here. So some kits include the AB3, and that just bolts into this accessory rod. So we'll line that up with the groove. 4mm Allen wrench. Okay, and then we'll temporarily just clamp this into the side hole. We'll take our cable and then route that through the cage, and then down the side onto the camera's 3.5mm plug there. Now, we'll take this excess cable, unlock this thumb screw, and then just wind the accessory rod, wrapping that cable up nice and neat. Okay, next we can add our lens support post. So if you're using a lens adapter, converting the GFX mount into something else, you can loosen these two screws on the bottom using a 3mm Allen wrench. Slide the lens post tray out. We'll add a threaded adapter. You may need a different version than this, but this is the small one. So we'll drop that in. We'll thread that into the foot of a lens adapter if it was there, and then tighten this front screw here. Now we can snug up these two bottom screws. On the side, we have the HDMI lock, and some HDMI cables are smaller than the opening here, and to accommodate those, we've added these little sleeves that snap in. So if you have a smaller cable, just measure this against it. So for example, I have a small HDMI cable here, and it looks about this size. That seems right. So we'll just snap this in. And this is a snap in, and it's retained fit here. So this won't fall out if you're not using a cable, but it can be removed just popping it out. So we'll drop in our HDMI cable, clamp the thumb screw, and now this cable is securely fastened into the camera. This cage works great with the optional viewfinder. It also works with the tilt bracket. So you can just add the tilt bracket in here, and then the viewfinder. You can go up one click, and you can also pivot.